Hey guys, what's going on? Paul coming back to you with another vlog. Listen, I asked my Instagram followers a question 24 hours ago, and that question was, what advice would you give your younger self knowing what you know now? And I got a few responses. The reason I asked this question is because it's been something that's been on my mind the past couple days. Typically a lot of my personal growth that I do with myself and with coaching clients is a lot about reflection. And it's not to beat yourself up. It's actually trying to understand, why things are the way they are. And so I've been reflecting on this question. I've been asking myself a lot of different types of questions that made me think of this. Like, I'm about to be 40 in 45 days. What would I tell myself 20 years ago when I was 20 years old? Like, what are the things, if I had 5 minutes to sit down and say, Paul, this is what you need to focus on. This is what you need to stop worrying about. This is the things that you need to do, and so on. So it's quite interesting, guys. Like, I'd have you consider, what would you tell yourself 20 years in the past? Like, if you had that opportunity, what would you say to yourself? And I think, or I know, a lot of you would be telling yourself about the things that don't matter, that you're going to be so focused on the more you age, right? From 20 years old, you're trying to make money, you're trying to establish yourself, you're trying to get ahead in the world, maybe you're trying to land a career, maybe you're getting married within that time frame. There's so many things that happen at that crucial time. Yet there are so many things that I would sit there and tell my younger self, not because I'm shameful or that I have regrets. It's just, part of getting older. It's part of gaining wisdom. It's part of, personally growing and developing, right, into a man. And so for me, to answer that question, I think the number one thing would be stop wasting time. And I've told my story before, but in 2015, my close friend Craig passed away. He was a firefighter with me. He was 36 years old. And boy, did that rock my fucking world, right? I was 30 years old at the time. My son was hadn't even been born yet. He was 1 month away from being born when he passed. And there were so many things that shifted for me when he passed. And so much that it led to me leaving the fire service a year and a half later. That's how much that rocked me and my family. Because what it made me do is it made me start questioning, is this the path that I want to walk? Do I want to risk my life, risk my family's life for this job? And simply put, the answer was no. Simply put. And the reason it was no is because I was so sick at that point as well. I'd had 3 sinus surgeries. I couldn't smell. I couldn't taste. I was overweight. I was depressed. I had all these things going on. I was like, well, if I remove myself from this environment, then I can work on these things and I can get better and try and fix all these things. It's just like, excuse me. I had some friends hit me up. Well, whatever. That doesn't matter. But the thing about wasting time is this. When we're younger, there are so many things that we focus on that we waste time on. Now, I'm not a big fan of sports. I don't watch a whole lot of sports. I'm not watching football and hockey and all of this stuff. And I grew up around that and I never understood it. But in my perspective, from my point of view, those things are a waste of time. And I actually had a conversation with a family member. She was asking me, she's like, well, why don't you like it? It's like, I don't have 3 hours 4 times a week to waste to watch these sport things that in the end mean fucking nothing, right? Like, it doesn't matter if the Colorado Avalanche win the Stanley Cup. Like, it makes no difference in my life. Now, I understand some people view that as a hobby and that's what they like to do. But the point is, like, are those people doing everything that they need to do? Are they working out? Are they focused on their family? Are they doing this, and this? But the truth is, most of us, even today, Even men in their 40s, 50s, 60s still waste time. And so for me, I would tell myself to stop wasting time. And then the next thing, it kind of goes along with it, and that would be to stop focusing on things that don't matter. Stop worrying about things that don't matter. A lot of my life when I was younger, I would be so focused on a problem and I would worry about it and I'd stress about it and it'd keep me up. And I'm not saying that doesn't happen now, but it's a little bit different. When those feelings arise and when that stuff comes up, what ends up happening is you think it's, end of the world scenario, right? And so I'm somebody who likes to identify the problem, identify the solution, and try and move on as quickly as possible. I've been that way my whole life. But a lot of times I used to get stuck as a man that was, gaining wisdom and working on myself on the wrong things. And so my focus, or what I would tell myself to focus on, is focus on your health, focus on your wealth, focus on your relationships. And they don't have to be in that order. But I would definitely have a strict guidance to my younger self that, listen, your health needs to be a priority. And when I look back at that time and I couldn't smell and I couldn't taste, it was like, hey, something was wrong. And I know a lot more about health now. And I know a lot more about the journey that I've been on, that would be a top priority. And then all that other stuff would come, right? Like if you don't have your health, you have nothing. You have nothing. Yet so many of us aren't focused on it. So many of us are asking the stupid fucking question of, does my insurance cover this? Let me tell you guys a little secret of being in the health and wellness industry. Insurance doesn't cover anything that works. Emergency care excluded. But if you're trying to get healthy and you're trying to get fit and you're trying to do all these things, I promise you, your insurance isn't going to cover it. And if they do, it's going to be this much. Oh, you can go to the chiropractor 5 times a year. It doesn't make sense. Why? Because they don't make money that way. It's not that hard to understand. But focusing on your health, focusing on the foods you eat, focusing on the supplement and nutrition that you have, focusing on fitness. I'm at the stage right now, as I've been on this path of turning 40, that this idea of having a rest day and having a cheat meal, I've noticed is something that's actually been keeping me stuck. Like, I'm going to follow my plan and then I'm going to have a rest day and then I'm going to have a cheat day. Like, it only happens in humans in nature. And it took my coach sharing this philosophy with me. And I was like, yeah, that totally makes sense. The guy that works out 7 days a week, the guy that stays on his plan 7 days a week, doesn't mean you can't have fun. But that guy's going to be far ahead in a 1-year time frame than the guy that's like, I'm going to have a cheat day. I'm going to take the weekends off. I'm going to do this, right? And it's like, if you're only doing 90%, but you have someone doing 100%, who do you think is going to win? It's mathematically impossible for the guy that's doing 90% to win. So that's my vlog for today, guys. I would have you do some reflection and ask yourself this question. What would I tell myself today if I could sit down with my younger self? What wisdom would I impart that would help my future self live the life that I'm seeking? So with that, guys, we'll see you soon. And remember to dominate daily.